I'm speaking to, to the hypocrites who insult us for voting based on tribe. So except you've been living under a rock, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know that there was an election recently in the US, and Donald Trump became the president-elect. He won that election. And one of the things that election revealed to me is how so many Nigerians who live abroad are hypocrites. Yeah. And to understand what I mean, let me take you back to the most recent election we had in Nigeria. One of the things that many educated Nigerians, enlightened Nigerians, and I would say particularly Nigerians in diaspora, whom we assume many of them are some of our best and brightest, right? Many of them, not all of them, because many of them are going abroad for schooling. Many of them, for them to be able to get their visas, they either had a job there or they qualified for something. Many of these people kept saying, don't vote, based on tribe, because one of the candidates running, Tinubu, who is now our president, said Emilokan is his turn, and then his tribesmen, Yoruba people, turned it to Yoruba Lokan. Yoruba's turn to now be president. We need a Yoruba president, and none of that. And many Nigerians in diaspora, Nigerian Twitter particularly, was filled with people saying, Nigerians should not vote based on tribe. And then when eventually Tinubu became president, the insults Yoruba people received was massive. And I remember what state was that? I think that was Ekiti State, if I'm not mistaken, where APC basically swept the state during the presidential elections. I think it's Ekiti. I might be mistaken. And everyone was the amount of insults Ekiti people received on Twitter was crazy. And everyone was these people backwards, voting just because of tribe, this and that. It's your thoughts. I'm not going to go into that. But what I want to address is that many of the same people who insulted the Yoruba people for voting, the Yoruba uneducated people for voting based on tribe, or who these same people would insult the Hausa man or the Fulani man who just simply votes because it's his brother in quote who is in power, or many of these same people who insulted Asari Dokubo when he was, adamant that Goodluck Jonathan must run. These same people started airing their opinions on the US election. And to my surprise, or lack of surprise anyway, because I know humans can be hypocrites, many of these people started insulting Black American men because they did not vote overwhelmingly for Kamala Harris based on race. So they were now angry at Americans, they were angry at Mexicans because when they started checking the analysis of people who voted, Mexicans, a large number of Mexican men, they voted for Trump. So they started calling Mexicans racist for voting for Trump, and started bringing race into the matter. And I started thinking to myself, like, wait, are these not the same people who were urging Nigerians not to vote based on tribe? And now you are abroad showing your true colors, that the reason you are voting, although many of them are not citizens, so couldn't even vote, but you are insulting people who voted for someone. You are insulting them based on race. That why didn't you vote your race person? Why did you vote a white man? Are you seeing the hypocrisy in your actions at all? If you would insult the Nigerian tribalist, what gives you that moral high ground to not say you want to go abroad and you're insulting people based on race? It means that there's no difference. The only difference between you and the Aboki who is voting for his brother, who he knows nothing about his brother's policy. All he knows is that this person is my brother. In quote, brother in quote. Oh. The only difference between you and that Aboki is that you have the money to travel abroad and he doesn't. Yes. Because you are only thinking, now I'm not against that, if you were against Donald Trump winning and your reason is based on his policies, or maybe there was something in Kamala Harris's policies that you would have loved to see implemented, this and that, that's not those are not people I'm speaking to. But I'm speaking to, to the hypocrites who insult us. Whether I like it or not, we are all part of the Nigeria. For voting based on tribe. I didn't vote my tribesman. My tribesman was not running in this year's election. But if you are insulting people for voting based on tribe here in Nigeria, and then you go abroad and you now expect people to vote based on race, you are a hypocrite. There's something wrong with you. Yes. The race is not a form of tribe. So you can't be insulting tribalists here and then you go and be a racist, because many people think that racism is just only white on black. You don't know that racism can also be from a black person to a white person. So please check yourself. Check yourself of that hypocrisy. When the next election cycle comes around in Nigeria and people are voting based on tribe, you have no right to come and call them tribalist or to insult them for voting based on tribe. If you now, in the aftermath of this election, all you're angry about is the fact that black voters did not turn up for Kamala Harris simply based on color, are you alright? I better go. So if you've watched the video to this point, please tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.